This or that.
We need this thing again.
Is
nearly, do we?
this a good one?
No, this is good. Yeah.
Did you do this one, or did you get your helpers?
Someone at the club.
It's all right. Doesn't matter. This week is aglet, A-G-L-E-T.
Yeah.
Aglet.
So is it a type of flat top screw used predominantly in building fences,
Ooh.
or the plastic strip at the end of your shoelaces?
I think I know the answer.
If you know the answer to this, I will tip my hat, even though I'm not wearing mine.
You go, Ben.
What's a 50-50 guess for me?
It'd be interesting if it were worse odds than that.
No, as in I don't know
Yeah.
anything to work off here.
It's always 50-50.
Oh, really? Let's say fence.
I'm pretty sure it's the shoelace tip.
Well done, Rolly. You're right.
Yeah.
That's a
I've
terrific,
heard- I
mate.
think it's come up in a crossword before.
Oh. You shouldn't have said that. You should have said
No,
that.
I
I
should've
just knew
just
that.
gone
It's
with it.
general
Yeah,
knowledge, isn't
General knowledge, yeah.
it? Yeah. Well done,
Um,
mate. That's credit.
Thank you, mate.
Well done.
And well done to
Well
you
done, mate.
boys. We've got 2 winners back in the studio.
Yep.
It's always an honour. It's always a pleasure.
I was waiting for the song.
Do we have the song? Do we have the, deafening.
so loud?
Oh, it's always good.
Always gets me up, this bit.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Why is this in there? It's more of a sad
Because we're
song.
heroes. We won the game.
Heroes, yeah.
This is the one.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Belting wins too.
Big wins.
Like
in the context of
career defining, not career, season
Jesus
defining, season defining wins for
round
both
nine
guys.
wins, a career defining.
Well, pretty
Uh,
close to being.
I don't know where to start. So, well, first of all, we're just going to hook because your mum is now part of a podcast war, which is something that
Yep.
really interests me. I've heard some of these clips, but I want to hear more from Trace. She's teamed up with Mrs. DeConing.
Why are we going podcast hook now, then talking about footy, and then going back to
We're
podcast
just
hook?
hooking. We're going to talk about it
It's
later.
Radio
in the show.
Craft,
Yeah,
mate.
yeah.
You don't talk to me about Radio Craft.
Well, how come I'm not panicking and
Keep
me and
going, Riley,
Roll and
sorry.
I know what's happening? You
I thought
don't.
it might have been a mistake by MJ.
No,
That's
we're
what a
just
hook
hooking.
is, mate.
We're just hooking.
Hooking.
Who wants to talk about their club first?
Wait,
Does
so
anyone-
that's all we're saying on the podcast, boys?
Yes.
No. We're just hooking. We're going to talk
Oh
about
my
it
God.
later. You know what a hook is?
It's a precursor of what's going
Yeah.
to happen later.
Why do we have to say that? Why can't we just get onto it later?
Oh, my God.
We started talking about footy for 30
I
seconds.
apologise
and
to
then-
everybody who's listening right now.
Oh, actually, let's talk about the podcast was. Actually, no, let's talk about footy.
I probably should
Why
have
don't we just
done
talk
it.
about footy?
I probably should have done it before talking about footy. All right, we'll start with Ben. All right,
Sure.
20 points against the Giants. Probably your biggest win of the year. Biggest scalp, I
Yeah.
imagine.
Yeah, I mean, they're all big wins. There's
Yeah.
obviously no easy games, but yeah, it was a pretty good day all around, I think. The Giants started really well, to their credit. They were 20 points up at quarter time, and
Yeah.
although we weren't doing a heap wrong, it felt like they were well on top. But especially after halftime, I thought we were in control and just chipping away. And I thought probably the maturity of our group in the last quarter was the best I've experienced all year in terms of building enough of a gap to get in front,
Yep.
and then the last 10 minutes sort of killing the game and taking the sting out of it and not dropping our pressure and realising the moment was the best I've experienced probably in my time of footy. So, yeah, and all in all, a good day around. Although the start was, a room for improvement. I thought it was a good performance, and yeah, GWS were a quality side, and I think they were second or third on the ladder. So,
Yeah.
I think as a club and as a group, we were thrilled for that, and really really happy to get the 4 points.
Did you know going in that if you'd won, you'd end up third for the round? Does that mean
no
anything
idea.
to you?
No, honestly, hand on heart, no idea. We've spoken a lot about how even the competition is at the moment, obviously
Yeah.
externally and internally. So it might be the top 4, but it's such an even, 12 almost. So it's hard to put. It's not like a clear top 4. Like
Yeah.
there's so many teams there or thereabouts. So we're certainly aware of how good the Giants are, but yeah, I think the ladder is still sort of figuring itself out. So it's sort of
Yeah.
hard to place everyone just yet, but. Yeah, very proud of the group, and one I'll remember for a while.
And third after round 9. That's unreal. And I imagine the Bombers faithful. Have you felt a little bit of that from the fans? Have you seen
A little bit.
bit of the
So
fans.
a few of the boys were saying the club was in a similar situation this time last year.
Yeah.
And which was obviously a good start under Brad, and I think the maturity, as I said earlier, and the growth just internally in a few things have been significant. So. Yeah, I think you can feel a bit of buzz, and we're human, of course. Everyone loves winning, and not being too ahead of ourselves. But yeah, you can feel the excitement, and Brad made a good point after the game that it sounded like the Essendon supporters were proud of their team
Yeah.
for the first time in a while again. So, and that's what you do it for. If you can make supporters proud, that's the number one thing. So, without getting too far ahead of ourselves, that means a lot.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm hearing from MJ, who was producing the game, that the car park in Marvel afterwards, the beeps and the yelling out and the
Oh,
singing
really?
of the song. There's a
great.
buzz about Essendon.
I saw a video. Some people were singing the song on the train back home.
That's
which is
awesome.
just unbelievable.
That's
It's almost
exactly
like EPL style. So
Yeah.
Brad made a good point around highlighting how important the fans were. That last quarter was amazing. That
Yeah.
noise under Marvel. There was that 38,000 or something,
Yeah.
which was significant. So that was awesome to be part of. And can't thank the Bomber fans enough for showing up like they always do.
And the Matt Guelphy moment has done the rounds this week.
Yeah.
That was just the best thing.
Such a beautiful moment, wasn't he?
Yeah. And for
Yeah.
that, and for him to kick a few as well.
Yeah, I think he three.
Three
I
in the
think,
end,
yeah.
from memory. Yeah.
Yeah. He's such a nice guy, Matt, and he very caring. Even the whole club and how they handled this week in the Cancer Challenge round was really cool to be a part of.
So, well, just for those that missed it, I missed it. What was
So
Matt's-
Guelph went to the hospital throughout the week and visited. I can't remember her name, but
I'll find it for you.
yeah. But they were chatting, and he got his nails painted and promised if he were to kick a goal, he'd do a celebration to know that she was watching and vice versa. So to point at the nails, sort of thing.
Alexis is her
Alexis,
name.
that's it.
Yeah.
So Alexis painted his nails, and
Yeah.
in return,
No,
Guelph said,
that's
"I'll
so lovely.
point to the nails or something if I kick a goal as a celebration." He did that, and it's done the rounds, but rightfully so. It was a beautiful
Yeah.
moment, and I think, as I said, the club, how they handled this week, or last week, sorry, we had kids come in and we painted the boots with each other, and we ran out with them, and we sang the song with certain kids who are obviously struggling with cancer. So it was a beautiful moment, beautiful week. I think the club did it really well. So really proud to be a part of it all.
That's awesome.
Do they draw? I think for the how players get announced, by number as they walk out or whatever. They all did a drawing for you. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
And, one of the kids did a nice drawing for Ben and gave him a very good head of hair. So
Oh, really?
I actually paid. No, they did
Made
an
sure I
amazing
got in
job.
there.
It was beautiful. It was such a touching little moment. Even on the socials before the game, when they posted the team, they posted say my name with my face or whatever.
Yeah.
So it was a really cool moment. The club did it very well. and the
also,
kids were-
shout out to I just saw a video of Dyson Hempel was mic'd up.
yes,
Just pre-game through the banner. That was beautiful. The way he
with little
interacted
H
with everyone.
Yeah.
And it was awesome.
Yep. Yeah, Hep is an incredible guy. He's had a personal relationship with young H, who I think may have scleroderma, and he's been involved with little H for years now. So the way he carries himself, and Hep was the last one to finish running through, and he made sure he got around to every kid. And
Yeah.
in the song after the game, he was the one that got everyone around and to sing it with the kids. So he's a quality human being, Hep, and
That's awesome.
Love having him
As
at
an
the club.
Industry, we're pretty quick to highlight all the things that we do poorly, but that type of stuff doesn't get enough.
Yeah,
I don't reckon.
it was-
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
I was very grateful to be part of that day, and certainly individuals in the club as a whole did a beautiful job. And some boys made a comment throughout the game and even post game before the game that day will be the highlight of some of those kids' lives. So
For sure,
and
yeah.
sometimes we can forget about that, but we're role models, and those kids won't forget that ever. So really special.
Nice. Just on the footy as well, Ben. 2 coaches' votes in the end. So
There you go.
good performance for yourself. I mean, you've been in the top 5 in the coaches' votes so far this year, Harry, but it's nice to see Ben chalk a few up.
You always take coaches' votes.
Yeah.
I think we've spoken about it before.
They're
But
the ones that matter.
yeah, of course, the coaches have the most in-depth analysis of the game, so we'll take
Yeah.
that.
Nice.
Yep.
Then going back to Thursday night, wasn't it? Carlton taking on
Yep.
the D's, and then a thriller in the end. Melbourne came back with a wet sail, but you hung on for a 1-point win, H.
Yeah, it was a good win in the end. It was probably a fraction closer than what we would have hoped, given we were 26 points up with 4 minutes left or something. But
4 minutes left.
I think that was something
It was
like that.
something like
Wow.
that.
Mental.
Yeah, but for the whole majority of the game, it was a really strong Carlton game, and the way we played, the way we defended was really strong. So it was a type of game that we really enjoyed watching back and seeing our system and everything. So it was really good, but definitely not close there towards the end, and could have gone either way. But Bossy he summed it up well, I think, because we've been in a couple of close ones the last 2 or 3 weeks, which we probably could have won. felt like this one meant a little bit more, and just to be able to hold on and get it done against a quality side is probably as good as anyone in the comp right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a really good game. So it was a bit of a wet, sloggy, just a arm wrestle of a day. But sometimes those are the funnest to play in, and it was a big win. So.
Yeah. Theodore had a question about close games, and so this is what he had to ask. Theodora, is it? Theodora had a question about close games.
Hey Harry and Ben, Theodora here. Just wondering how you stay so composed and continue to play your best in times where the scoreline is very close. Thanks.
Yeah, great
Nice,
question.
Theodore.
Yeah, probably both been in a lot of close games lately. I think we've probably touched on it a little bit before, but I know for me and what we talk about a lot is just doing the basics really well, and the fundamentals in those moments are really critical. So I think you don't have to do anything out of the ordinary. You don't have to be Batman in those scenarios.
Don't try and be a hero.
Yeah, well, literally, it's just we just need you to play your role and just do what you've been doing for 118 minutes.
Yeah.
Probably, I don't know, maybe the assumption is that you have to do something out of the ordinary or something special, but over time, history says that the guys and teams that execute the fundamentals and the basics well and get it done.
When you break it down, it's just moments, like, to your point, the rest of the 118 minutes. So, although I think those moments can feel a bit more tighter and nerve-wracking in those last couple of minutes, when you break it down, it is just another moment like you've experienced the whole game. So, it's a good point.
And just those moments are just have more weight on them. Doesn't change what you have to do in that moment. It just carries more weight.
Yeah.
The funnest parts of the game to be in as well. It's just, you can feel the buzz of the crowd and everyone's feeling the same, and it's really cool to be part of. So,
absolutely.
The more you're in them, the more you feel comfortable.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Like we've had Adelaide, Collingwood, and West Coast last week, and although you're still a bit edgy, you probably feel that fraction more comfortable in that situation after being in a few of them the week previous.
Yeah, okay.
It's amazing. You never feel settled necessarily, but you know, like anything, you get better with experience. So, I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is there a different feeling when you're in a close situation, in like a final minute, when you're the team that has kicked the last four or you're the team that's conceded the last four? Does it feel a bit edgier if you're the one that's been leaking most recently to the final siren?
Yeah, well, I think momentum's such a big thing in footy. So if you've kicked the last 3 or 4 goals, you've got the momentum and you've got the run of the game. So, you would feel confident that you can, carry on that momentum, and momentum is hard to stop. So, there's definitely elements of that. But, I think you'd always want to be the team that's up with 2 minutes left than having to kick one, I reckon.
Yeah.
Because I'd say it's easier to defend than go full length and score.
We saw that in the Adelaide-Brisbane game. Caught the last little bit of that, and Adelaide were down, is that right? By
I think it was 18 points with about 12 minutes to go. Yeah.
Yep. So there's another example of it. But
it's the worst feeling as a supporter, just seeing your team goal.
Goal.
And you're like, oh, God, it's happening.
That's what I feel for our fans at the moment. Cardiac Carlton is probably...
Cardiac Carlton.
Yeah.
While we're still on UH, Ben had a question.
Hi, Harry. This is Ben from Brooklyn in New York.
Oh,
and
wow.
I just wanted to know what happened to the Zoomies. I love that celebration and great win. Go Blue.
I love that.
Ben from
Ben on
Brooklyn.
your Ben, that's
Thank
awesome.
you.
Nice.
Going international.
International.
Which is nice.
What happened to the Zoomies?
That's a great question.
Well, I didn't do anything differently.
Did you kick it off?
Yeah. I don't think I did anything.
Nah, you didn't
differently.
Zoom. You weren't Zooming.
Well,
It was front of mine.
No, it wasn't. It was just the same thing I do every time.
Routine, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, no celebration. We pick up on one celebration you do and you get rid of it.
So I didn't do anything differently. It's just annoying.
If you didn't do anything different, you would have done the Zoomies.
Well, what
So
I
good.
normally do, I did. So if that is Zoomies, then I did the Zoomies.
We need to get
If
the
not,
footage
then
up, I
it's not.
reckon.
Yeah,
So
no, you've done bigger Zoomies before.
maybe the connection or the satellite you were watching wasn't great in Brooklyn, Ben. So
Oh, it's
whack.
Ben's fault.
Wait,
I'm just
wait,
saying,
wait,
mate.
that's not on.
mate, I'm just
No.
throwing it out there.
Oh, I hope
We
we
love
see
our
more
support
Zoomies.
from Brooklyn.
Yeah. Okay, you're taking on Sydney on Friday night at the
Big game.
SCG.
Yeah, it's another
Huge
big one.
game.
They're just
Massive
back
Oh
to
my
back. at the moment.
God.
Yeah.
You played there last year from memory.
Yeah, we didn't win.
It's a tough trip.
Different time this time last year. I think we lost.
I was in the
4
middle of the
five in a
season.
row.
Yeah.
We're battling, but obviously they're really difficult to beat up there, and they're humming at the moment. So
Humming.
do quite enjoy the way Sydney go about it. So it'll be a lot of respect for them. But it's going to be a cracking game, hopefully, and
Yeah.
probably no harder task at the moment than Sydney and Sydney.
Probably not travelling up
Not at
there,
all.
top of the ladder. But Ben, you're taking on the bottom of the ladder side, so the other end of the scale, and it's your old mob. So it is the
Wow.
first time
Yeah.
you will be playing for premiership points against North Melbourne.
Yep.
It's going to be Marvel on Sunday.
Yep.
Your first Sunday of the year, you were just saying.
Yeah, it
before?
is. Yep. Oh, it's an exciting week. I'm not quite sure how to feel about it just yet. There's always a little bit of angst, I suppose, playing against your former team. Just the idea of it is a bit strange, but no, I've always said I've got so much respect for the club and
Yeah.
love everyone there still. So
Do you reckon you'll get booed or?
I don't know. Probably.
A few
Yeah.
people to boo. I think boo Brad and
Yeah.
Goldie will be out
Goldie.
there.
Well,
Yeah.
Brad probably won't get the ball.
No, but
That's a
at,
good
at Marvel,
point.
the coach runs through the crowd still, don't they? With the
And they show him on the big screen.
yeah,
probably, but no, I'm probably expect to get booed, but that's all part of it. I've got no hard feelings. I love the North Melbourne fans. Always have, always will. So I'm sure it'll be a bit strange when you line up against your former players and teammates that you still have a lot of respect for and keep in contact with. But yeah, looking forward to Sunday. It'll be a bit strange, but looking forward to crossing paths with a few of the boys and hopefully getting a good win.
Well, if you don't get booed, I'll scratch my head because I reckon I got booed against North Melbourne sometimes when I got the
Did
ball
ya?
near the boundary line.
Yeah, right.
They were yelling out, "Why'd you leave us?" And they started booing. So if you don't get booed,
Friday.
then, yeah. I think I said this on here. Yeah.
Did you? Yeah, right.
Anytime I took a mark near the boundary line or something, I'd hear people yell, "Why'd you leave us?"
Ooh, pass it on.
I'll be fascinated. I'm expecting to get booed, which is fine.
Yeah.
I'm fully okay with that. No problem at all.
But there's a big chance there'll be a lot of Essendon fans, almost more. Perhaps,
It's our home game, so
it's your
yeah,
home game.
yeah,
There you
yeah,
go. Oh,
yeah.
so hopefully you
What,
can.
what teams should do, like, anytime a player's coming up against an old team, say you're coming up against North, whenever you get the ball, like the Essendon fans should just like cheer super loudly.
That's what
Counteract.
That's what they did with
Counteract
Jade
it.
Gresham
Yeah,
when he played St
counteract
Kilda
it.
round 3, I think it was.
Yeah.
I think it was their home game. No, I can't remember. We have to check that. But I think it might have been our home game, actually. And St Kilda fans booed Gresh. And then
Yeah.
2 seconds later, Essendon cheered. And it was a significant cheer, well and truly louder than the boo. And
That's
they
great.
They didn't boo him for the rest of the game. So
Yeah.
the Essendon supporters knew what was happening. They were all over it. So credit to the Bombers fans.
Yeah.
So hopefully they can have my back this weekend.
Yeah.
And
So
Goldie's.
North fans are within their right to boo.
No,
But yeah, Bombers
I've
fans.
never
is-
said there's anything
Oh,
I'm
of course.
doing. No, not
But
at all.
Essendon fans, if you're listening, give
Yeah,
Harry
but-
give him a bit of a cheers.
Ben, probably.
That's
Oh, sorry.
Come on,
That's
Wow.
so bad.
it's poor.
I very rarely do
That's
that.
our-
That's
I
like
know.
number 2.
That's the cardinal sin.
Yeah. Why
Well.
did I do that? Anyway,
It's all right, mate. You're human.
I'm human. This happens. You just got to play your role.
Play your role, mate.
Reset,
Sometimes.
mate.
Reset.
Take a
Sometimes
breath.
Quarter time
I
reset.
didn't play my role, and I'll front up again. Wow. All right. Podcast wars.
Wow.
Who would have thought now we're talking about podcast wars?
So this is the hook. So we've hooked it at the start.
Remember
Now
we
we're back
hooked
into
So
it.
everyone's like, "Oh, let's talk about podcast wars," and then no.
He didn't say. I got you back.
13
Here.
Thanks,
minutes later,
Yeah.
"Oh, podcast wars."
We all knew what a hook was, other than you.
Have you ever seen an ad before, like in the news, like coming up in sport later on?
Yeah.
You didn't say it coming up later
did.
on
I got you back here, mate.
because you said, "Ben, you had a great win. Or both had great wins. Played the winners intro," and then
I think you said before we get into the footy chat, we're
No,
gonna
you
blah blah blah.
Anyway, this is rubbish.
Yeah, it is. Let's get
Caused
into
by you.
podcast wars.
Podcast wars. Yep.
Wow.
Your mum now has a podcast, and it's through the AFL, so
Yep.
it's like official.
Well, we'll give you the background story.
Yep.
So, Mum and Jackie DeConing, so
Yep.
Tom and Sam's mum, they've had the idea for a little while, and she mentioned it to us and needed a bit of help getting it off the ground, who to go through, how to get it all up and running. So,
Yep.
I mentioned maybe we could try going through the AFL, or maybe get a contact through the club and see what happens.
Yep.
So I was able to get a contact through the AFL media, through our media managers at the club, and one thing led to another, and now they've got a podcast through the AFL. So
So it's through you.
well, basically,
You
yeah,
facilitated. it.
yeah, we both sort of helped her out, but
Are we happy with that? Because yeah,
What?
they're a competitor now. So
yeah. Well, I was trying to help my mum out, to be fair, but I'm regretting it now.
Was the first episode a Mother's Day? Was that the idea? Did it launch on?
yeah, it was a Mother's Day.
Sunday?
launch,
Correct,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I haven't heard this. This is a grab from the Footy Show, the Sunday Footy Show with Tony Jones, and this is him talking about the podcast wars.
Yourself and Jackie DeConing, who you share a podcast with, and it's Harry. It's like, what's going on here, mate? Your mum's muscling in on your territory. The podcast wars is on.
Yeah, I know. It's a bit strange. Anything I do, Mum thinks she can do better. So it's been
Well, probably
been good
true.
fun.
And it's
fun.
Mums with Mics, and you've got to ring the bell and like us or something. I don't know.
subscribe.
Subscribe
By
and
the,
buy the bell.
Oh, so she's across.
She got it wrong,
She's
but yeah,
across the
she,
bell.
At least she had a crack at it, like
Yeah.
unlike Ben.
Oh, please.
So
Yeah. Okay.
So you were on the footy show with her, is that right? Yesterday.
yeah, the club had the mums in yesterday, so
Yeah, nice.
which was a really nice day. And
Cool.
Mum and I did an interview with the Sunday Footy Show, which was good fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's called Mums with Mics,
Mums with mics.
and essentially, from what Mum said, that they're going to give an insight into, well, basically interview some different mums and
Yeah.
parents across the industry and give an insight into what that's like. So it's not a bad idea. I reckon
Oh, it's
it-
great.
great
I'd
idea,
love to
yeah.
hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it'll do well. So we wish them all the best. Not, we don't
Not
want
too-
them to,
too
not,
good.
not
Not too
amazing,
good.
but
Yeah.
yeah, there's a fine line.
This is Trace talking about you two being mirror twins.
Mirror image.
Heard
Yeah.
of that
So mirror
before.
image
Mirror
twins are identical twins, and when one egg splits a little bit later, so it's kind of like a zigzaggy line.
Yep.
So that's where you get the left hand and the right hand, slightly different features of them.
So let me understand. So one's right-handed, one's left-handed.
Yes.
One-
And left-footed and right-footed.
Wow. And one plays back and one plays forward.
Exactly. One's a little bit more outgoing, one's a little bit more shy.
Oh. Wow. Who's she referring to?
I don't know.
Oh, obviously, I'm the more outgoing one.
How?
You're the shy one. That's
Why?
common knowledge. I've
Why?
said that for years and years and years.
Why? We'll give you an example.
No, that's quite a fair way to
And
describe
a
it.
fair point is give me an example.
Well, you don't need an example. I'm just
Yeah, we do. I don't believe that's true.
describing both
You're
personalities.
pretty short in terms of
What?
what you give people
Probably
sometimes.
one thing is I'm not is not short.
No.
You mean like terse?
Yes. When you're talking to people, sometimes you don't give them very much.
It's got
So
nothing
I
to
would,
do with
yeah.
That's what you meant. She's talking about being a little bit more introverted, a little bit more shy. I've always been a fraction more probably happy-go-lucky, but out there you've always been a little bit more introverted, which is fine. There's no right or wrong.
I don't know about that.
She
but
said
anyway.
If you don't think that's right, then you got another problem. But
Whack.
that's who she was talking about. But
Who she was talking about, yeah, obviously. Anyway, yep.
I'd love to get Trace
yeah,
to just confirm.
we can get that done.
Yeah, we need to get that done.
It's more the way she said it, I reckon. It wasn't maybe great, but that's all right.
For you.
There's nothing wrong with it. You can be shy.
Yeah, exactly.
But mate, I'm shy as well. There's nothing wrong with being shy.
No, exactly. You're the introvert.
All right, and then Trace told this story, and we were trying to work out if we have told this story on this podcast before, because I'm quite confident I haven't heard it. So this is a draft punch-up story, and I think Trace, we'll hear Trace's version of it first, which I hear is quite good, and then you can polish up some of the
boys might have
facts.
been a bit nervous and teasing each other a little bit, and by the time they got out of the car at the airport, Ben punched Harry in the nose, so he's got this bleeding nose walking through Melbourne Airport.
What?
They were fighting. I had to get in the middle of them, separate them. It was really full on, but they did. We had a great draft night, both boys being picked for clubs that really suited them. Harry obviously went to Carlton and Ben went to North Melbourne, and we couldn't have been happier. It was like winning Tats Lotto.
Hang on. Who? I miss. Who punched who?
I punched
Ben
Harry.
punched me.
Yeah.
So the backstory is the draft was up in Adelaide, so we were driving on to the airport, and
Yeah.
I think I shaved my legs or something that morning, and I must have cut myself a little bit. I was like 17, and Harry, being Harry, was giving me an extremely hard time, like bully.
No, it wasn't.
It was definitely bullying.
Well, you're the outgoing one. Yeah.
Well, yeah, technically. And Taylor was in the car, so she recollects it very well.
Taylor, your partner.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you were giving me, like, it was just ridiculous. I was in the front, like, Harry's in the back. I was in the middle, so he was in my ear the whole time.
Oh.
So it
It's
got to a point.
tough spot to be in the backpack when you're like 6'5".
Wow.
Was I in the back?
Yeah. Yeah. Because I remember turning around and whacking you. So I'd had enough. It was just, it crossed the line. It was just, it was
Do you
abuse.
remember some of the banters? It was about
No,
like...
I can't remember. But it was just like,
You were
it was just
complaining about
consistent.
your legs, and you were an idiot because you cut them everywhere, and you were complaining about, I've got what's happened to my legs. Well, mate, what do you think?
Why would I bring that up in the car, right?
Because you're
Anyway,
wearing shorts, and there was cuts all over your legs, and you complaining.
You were
I've
being,
got cuts
you
all
were
over my legs.
being,
Wonder why, mate.
you were being Harry and just giving me like just an incredibly hard time, like across the line. It was just
Yeah.
constant, and then obviously you said something to tip me over
No,
the edge, and I've just
it's when we
given him a reminder.
No, it was when we got out of the car. I remember I got the bags out of the boot, and you just punched me in the nose.
It's pretty hard to miss, you know. to be fair.
finally, before we get off Mums with Mics, we hear what's Mrs. DeConing's first
Jackie.
name?
Jackie.
Jackie and Trace. This is how they end their podcast.
As we said, we've had so much fun. We're really excited about our podcast, Mums with Mics. And remember, when mums have mics,
Anything can happen.
Now, I love it.
Something you said off
You
there,
love
is
it?
it?
I love
The
it. I think
delivery, the execution, you love it all.
I think they can execute better going forward, but they've clearly pre-prepared that, and they knew they were both going to say it.
Yep.
Do you think there is any scope for us to try a similar thing on this show to end the show? Because we end with a bit of a flat note. You kind of do a bit of a go Blues, go Bombers, and
I don't actually mind our ending because it's just like off the cusp, like we just
it's just
chat.
relaxed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't have the, I'm open to anything, mate. So
Yeah.
So
So we're suggesting maybe people could send them in. I was thinking if you guys said something like, so I'm Ben, I'm Harry, twinners are grinners.
it's probably about as good as Mum's one. I reckon.
MJ and I weren't confident you guys would do it.
Oh, you tee that up with MJ. I'm happy where it is at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Harry
Look,
might
if
have
you
something
can think of something decent, then we can
Yeah.
give it a go. But
Send-
it has
send
to be
in.
significantly better than that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Send in if you have an
Yeah,
idea.
it's a good one for that.
I struggle to see you guys saying anything in sync.
Well, we're not going to. Yeah, that sounds a bit like.
Yeah. No, I'm with you.
Look, big fan of Mum's podcast, but that sounded a little bit, too pre-rehearsed
Yeah.
and like, all right, let's say this at the same time. And
Yeah. No, it's fair.
sound like an ad read kind of, which we don't.
Which you're not great at. We know that.
Oh, that's rich.
Richie, Rich.
Yeah, but to wrap it up, as we said, we want to stay ahead of the Mums and Mics. Even though
We love Mum.
we want them to do well, but not
True.
better than us,
Yeah.
because that'll. Yeah,
Well, they have a catchtrade. I think
Wait, what are you saying, mate?
we need to get to their level.
Roller might request a trade to Mums and Mics.
Imagine that.
He's putting his trade request.
But if you can leave us a review and hit the bell on Spotify to keep us ahead of the curve, that would be great.
Wow. He's just
And we'll read
pinched
the
it.
best review next week. I reckon.
Yes. Yes. Please
Yeah,
leave
that's
a
a good
review. And we'll read out the best one on the show next week. We love our reviews.
Yeah.
So
I've seen a couple of really good ones, so
Yep.
keep them coming.
please keep them coming in. Twinners.
Ben and Harry's
I'm so excited for this.
winners
Birds often think I'm a tree.
and losers.
I hate cheese.
Oh my god. Still don't like how you don't like cheese. It's just
You don't like tomatoes, so
so I do. We've proven this.
I don't have the energy to deal with this anymore.
I'll start us off.
Yeah.
So Twinner this week, Will, and I reckon may have already watched it, but it's the Tom Brady roast on Netflix.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Have you
that's a
watched
good
it?
Yeah,
shout.
it's so fun.
How good is
So-
it?
what-
Mate,
yeah.
I was
I'm
captivated.
glad you bring that up.
Captivated. I didn't bring it up. I brought it up.
Yeah,
Brought it up.
You do that way too often, and it's
Yeah.
really annoying.
All right.
Do you say
Fair
bring a
enough.
bit?
All right.
Yes.
I'm
RFI.
accepting the feedback, mate.
Yeah. Yeah, it's unbelievable the
Yeah.
things that are said.
Mate,
Like, I-
there's nothing off.
oh my
Well,
god.
there was. They all made a bit of a pact to not bring up his children. Did you know that?
Oh, I didn't know that.
None
Oh,
of the.
that's fair.
That's
yes.
kind of fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was the one thing he said, and the Robert Kraft massage thing.
Yeah,
was off limits.
He wasn't happy about that.
No. So that was the two things that they weren't allowed to talk about.
Yeah.
Basically.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Because everything else got brought up.
Literally
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they reckon it was awesome, really clever publicity because he's going to start in a couple of months. He's going to start his $400 million deal with into broadcasting.
Fox or,
with
yeah,
Fox.
Fox. Yeah.
So they said like, great, get all the jokes and everything off, like everything
That's
be
true.
said now, and then when
Yeah.
he starts his broadcasting, it's like everything's all done.
Yeah.
So I thought it was really well done. It was very funny though. Some
Yeah,
of
it
the,
was-
some
it
of the
was awesome.
comedians are like
Who was your favourite?
Nikki Glazer.
Oh,
she
wasn't
was so
I,
funny.
I think
yeah.
she was my favorite
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Just the timing, they're so good with their comedic timing, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
The way they deliver it.
Was that the first thing that Netflix has done live? I think that was one of the first.
I don't think it's the first thing.
Right.
They've done. I think they've done sporting events. I think Nadal played Alcaraz recently on
Oh, right.
Netflix.
But in
it'll-
terms of something like
it's
that,
one of the biggest,
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
the biggest thing they've done live.
Wow.
There'll be more of it going
were
forward.
they doing the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight live?
Is that Netflix?
Yep.
Oh wow.
Yep. So they're
Jeez.
obviously doing
Is
a
that
few
pay
things.
per view or not?
No, it's Netflix, so it's just
Yeah,
live.
but some of them you have like it's on.
I don't
the-
think so.
the
Pay
Pay
streams.
extra,
Yeah, we
like
pay.
a KO fight or something.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. So, yeah, no, good shout, good twinner.
Nice, good twinner.
Mine's mandarins. I just love mandarins at the moment.
Yes.
Is it?
That is horrible.
I would love to know. geez.
Oh, it's one of the best.
It is one of the best.
Well, one of the worst.
Mandarins.
Well, I would love to. Is it mandarin season? I'm just smashing them at the moment.
Orange. That's citrus. Yeah, I think winter's
Yeah,
about.
there you go.
Yeah.
Because I'm smashing them at the moment. So that was my time.
Never loved mandarins.
Oh, really?
No, I'm an orange guy.
Yep.
There's not much more you
No,
can
I was
say,
it
really.
was a short and sharp twin. It was short and sharp.
Mandarins, yeah, they're good mandarins.
Well, I'm smashing them.
Mandarins.
You're on a roll, mate. You want to go with your loser?
I haven't got a loser.
Apples or something?
I lost. I misplaced my Birkenstocks recently.
Yeah.
So my loser is just going through that process of wearing them in again. You know, they take quite a little bit of
Yeah.
time to wear them in again. That's probably my loser. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that is
That's a-
tough on your feet.
Yeah,
I agree.
It takes like 2 years, I reckon,
Yeah.
to wear them properly.
Yeah. Someone left Birkenstocks in my house and they were shaped like his feet.
Yeah, yeah.
And then it just
You're not
took
gonna
like,
They're so
it took
comfortable,
months.
but it takes a long time.
Eventually,
Yeah.
So you
they're now mine.
started wearing his.
Oh,
Yeah.
Rollo.
I'm not sure about that.
Yeah,
I needed some, and I was like, oh. And then he was from like interstate or something. He's just
So
like,
he's
"How
never
you
getting
keep
it
it?"
back.
Yeah. No, we had a chat about it.
Right. So you didn't steal them.
But it's a bit gross, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it is.
Barefoot on barefoot.
And it's molded into his feet.
Yeah.
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 So,
Not
yeah,
a huge fan of that, but
Got a long 12 months ahead to wear them in again.
Yeah.
not bad. Oh, not great. But no, mine was just so I've noticed recently. So cafes that open later on a Sunday morning.
Yeah.
So just I don't quite get the. So a lot of them open at 7:30 or 8 o'clock. Yeah,
Instead
we were
of
up
6 a.m.
early.
Yeah.
We were up early for training on Sunday and couldn't find a coffee place before 7:30.
Yeah.
Or 7. So I would have thought like on a weekend, lots of people would get up early and.
Well, obviously, it's
Get
probably the
amongst
reverse, isn't it? Like your Sunday's your sleep-in day for a lot of people, a lot of families.
A lot of people get up early, like to be productive, go
Yeah.
for a walk.
A lot of people like to sleep in. There might be the one
But
sleep-in.
then on Saturday, it's still they open at 6 on a Saturday.
Are they? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking out loud why
Are,
they
you-
would be.
are you finding this to be a trend, or is this just one
No,
that you...
I've just noticed that like in the
Yeah.
last maybe few months.
Yeah.
That like they're changing the hours specifically on a Sunday.
and that's affecting your routine?
Well, it was just a couple of times, yeah, when I've been up early on a Sunday.
Yeah.
I just maybe even would like to know the theory behind it.
If
Yeah.
you know, if you
Surely
could-
it'd have to be because Sunday, I feel like it's everyone's day to sleep in. Don't you
Yeah.
reckon?
They probably just have less customers that time of morning.
Yeah.
It
I
would
would have thought wouldn't that be peak hour like 7
Sunday.
to 7 to
Do you
10
sleep in
Sunday?
on a Sunday morning?
Oh
If you-
god, yeah.
Absolutely.
It's my
Oh,
one sleep.
yeah.
If any cafes are listening,
Don't change.
no, just let us know. Let us know the
Yeah,
theory.
it's just more of a general topic to discuss.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Riley, you had your
Yeah,
winner,
that's
mate?
true.
It can be a twinner or a loser.
Hybrid.
It's a hybrid. When there is a draw, as we've now seen 2 this year,
Mhm.
I think the part that makes it really unusual and really strange is that there is no song, and I think we should play a
Both
song,
songs.
a draw song. I think there should be a draw song, and I know there's one on YouTube that's really funny, and that would be my winner going
What,
forward.
can you get it up?
Over
maybe?
the loudspeakers.
Oh yeah, we could probably get it up.
Fascinated.
Yeah, all right, let's get it up.
I thought you were going to say play both team songs. which is not the worst
Just
idea.
over the top of each
So
other.
who's that for? No, do you want to hear a song?
Which is
All right, well, here it is.
It's a draw, both the teams are even. They split the points and now we're bound for home. 4 quarters played, now the race is run. No one's lost, but no one's won. It's a draw, both the teams are even.
It's great.
I don't mind it.
Just wait for this bit.
Nothing left to say. When the siren ends the game and the scores are both the same, only football's the winner today.
And then you guys are all shaking hands with
Yeah,
each other. Tough draw, mate.
Football's the winner today.
Football's the
Don't
winner
mind that
today.
line, but
Yeah.
not sure that gets over the line, Rollo.
I didn't mind it.
I think we need it.
Yeah.
It's
Just a bit awkward. It's just
The
awkward.
silence, yeah, the
Yeah.
awkward silence.
That's what it's all about, the draws. Well, one, I don't like the draw. I reckon they should scrap it. But,
Yeah.
Really? Yeah.
yeah, we talked
Yeah,
about
we-
this other week.
Oh,
didn't
true.
You had opposite opinions from memory.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
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 Well, it's not. I think the last couple of weeks there's been talk about doing like a penalty shootout style
Oh,
goal kicking.
shootout.
Imagine that.
Why wouldn't you just go to OT? an extra 5 minutes.
I'm saying if that we still wasn't decided after that, then go to the goal kicking penalty shootout.
Because
Imagine that.
it would happen so rarely. It would be
It
unbelievable.
would
man.
happen probably once every 10 years.
It would be
still,
so
imagine that.
cool. And imagine if it comes down to like the 11th player on the
Yeah,
list.
the
It's just
ruckman.
like a random midfielder. Like
Two
yeah,
ruckmen.
two
So it's like
ruckmen.
when the goalkeepers are kicking at each
Yeah,
other in
exactly.
soccer.
Oh, it'd be so cool.
That'd be awesome.
I would love it to happen. It never
Yeah.
will, but
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
maybe.
Oh, the pressure.
Imagine that.
What number would you kick for Carlton, you reckon?
23rd.
So it's there's a dot. The man's on the mark, 25 out directly in
Do you reckon
front.
they'd sub him off before a
No, I don't think they would. Ben.
Oh, it's just a question.
Um,
Aussie wants to win the game.
What's
so.
So is it like soccer where if you
Is
miss
it
one-
5-5? Yeah, it probably is. So you can miss.
I don't know.
When do you want your best player kicking in soccer?
Early.
Actually, I don't know the theory.
You don't
behind
want to miss early. I think your best go first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you're
So
right.
it's literally just a ranking.
But sometimes there's some beautiful kicks for goal that just get a shot once every 6 weeks because then
Yeah.
like some of the backs are really nice kicks.
That's true,
or,
yeah.
So you'd have to probably think about it a little bit. But
Yeah.
Imagine like this, the coaches coming together quickly and having the order to figure it out.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
And you're all arm in arm, just
Yeah.
on a wing. Oh, it'd be sick.
be so
we
good.
really should do
I
it.
really agree.
Question time. This is before we get to the questions, this is a grab that we wanted to play. So you were on the footy show, as we've said, with your mum Trace,
Yep.
Harry, and you've been given line of the year from TJ. So this is what you said.
Harry, what's the win in that clash? Like 3, 4? Who takes the points? How do you see it?
yeah, I think maybe 4 or 5, Lordy. Then reset at half time.
Yeah. Jeez, carrying on with the laughter, wasn't
On
it?
that note, that's great, Harry. Good on you, mate. Line of the year.
Line of the year.
Thanks, TJ.
So
Well,
talking about
that-
if you were playing
Yeah.
on Ben, how many goals you'd kick.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, pretty funny, haha. But we've actually heard it before, though. You copied Tom DeConey.
No, where do you reckon Tom's got it from?
Well, that was the
I've been
first
saying
time
that
you've said
for
it
10 years,
publicly.
that's saying.
Well, here's Tom DeConey about 3 weeks
So
ago
you've copied Tom.
on the rush hour.
Yeah, and Tom's copied me.
Well, you've never said it before publicly.
'Cause I have
When?
multiple times.
No, you haven't, obviously. Hit it, MJ.
You, Tom, play on Sam. How many goals will you kick? We won't play this or anything, of course.
Yeah, don't. No, I'll try and kick 6, and then Rhea says half time. Only joking.
So you did copy Tom.
Well, Tom didn't invent that saying.
Well, he was the first one to say it publicly.
What, out
On
of
the
us
record.
two?
On the record.
It's
so
been said a million times before.
Well,
it's
just
just it's a good
just come-
funny line.
It
It's
is
an
a
easy
great
one to
line.
say.
come up with your own gear, man.
Don't cry, mate.
I'm not crying.
He's a bit
I was-
salty, isn't he?
Me and Rollo had that worked out. didn't
We did some craft, yeah.
Yeah.
No. Oh, that's what you were talking
Yeah,
about
quite.
pre-game.
Yeah. Pre-game.
Yeah, nice.
Pre-game's
That's
great.
great. Well done.
We have a question about the matchup. So this is from Tommy.
G'day, Grinch, Buckets, and Rollo. Tommy the chef here.
Yeah,
I
Tommy.
answered one of your egg questions in the earlier podcast. Just wondering, with the up-and-coming Dons v Carlton game, will Rollo be handing out the Rollo medal for best Mackay field? Go Tigers.
Great question, Tommy.
Tommy,
Tommy
that
the
is
butcher. Well, the chef. Was
the
it?
chef.
Well, you-
Might be butcher.
Yeah, he could be. Yeah, let's do it. Let's try and get a medal.
So it's your.
Yeah, it's the Rollo.
What
Rollo medal.
what criterion are you
It's
going
like the
off?
brown
Who
Rollo.
gets the-
The brown Rollo is funny, actually. Criteria, interesting.
I think you have to think about it. You can't do it on the spot.
No,
That's
no,
such a
well,
deep.
That's another one. If you want to send us in, what kind of criteria should I be? Like,
Yep.
there might just clearly be one of you might just
Yeah,
have a
yeah.
ripping day.
Yep.
Yeah.
But if it's coming down to the wire, I need
Yeah,
some
I think you need that. Something to fall back on.
something to fall back on. Like,
Yeah.
who had the best camaraderie with their teammates.
Yeah.
Think outside the box. If you have any ideas, send them through
Yeah.
for the brown Rollo.
Boots. Who
Yeah.
are the better boots? Or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably not that because.
Well, you don't know. That could be the
Haircut.
haircut.
Who
Yeah.
had the better beard on the day.
Yeah.
You're both
Right.
looking pretty similar at the moment.
Well, we are twins.
That doesn't change, man.
Bang. You actually had a really good goal celebration on the weekend, Ben. When
Redis-
Mason Redmond,
He
yeah,
kicked one. He did kick one.
he kicked one, he brought the red dog out.
Yeah.
What
he
a
did.
bender.
I
You were
was-
involved.
I was
though.
right there, so
Yeah.
I just
Did you say something to him?
just like kick the goal man or something. Just
Yeah. It looked like he turned to you and just sort of like,
it made it look like that, but I literally said just kick the goal man. There's like 30 seconds left. Oh, it was like late in the quarter, I think.
yeah.
So I said, you go back and kick it, mate. And then I was right there, and it was a good kick. He's a great man, Redder. So got around him, jumped up, and gave it a bit. So
Gave it heaps.
Yeah.
More than you, Harry.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's great.
Need to see more zoomies.
Yeah.
All right, let's wrap up. Insta and TikTok. Head to @Ben and Harry Podcast to get in touch. Send us a DM.
It'll be beautiful.
So,
Done.
as we say,
Well, I've forgotten it.
As we said, we've had so much fun. We're really excited about our podcast,
Ready, Ben?
Mums with
Yeah,
Mics.
ready,
And remember, when mums have mics,
Anything can happen.
Yeah.
Maybe we should just play that as our catchphrase.
And just start a war with them. It is a podcast wars.
that's not bad.
Yeah.
That can be our out. All right.
All right. See you, lads. Go, Dons.
Is that how we done?
Yeah.
Oh.
You're going to say go,
Let's
Blitz?
Yeah, go,
Oh.
Blitz.